Let's talk Ferris wheels. You see them at every fair, festival, and city skyline, those giant spinning circles that seem to call out to us, promising a little adventure and a lot of nostalgia. You know them. Giant glittering circles in the sky that somehow lure us in, whether we're thrill-seekers or white-knuckled worriers. There's just something about the way they light up the night, drawing crowds from blocks away. They're the ultimate combo: romantic date spot, mild panic attack, and the best view in town. Where else can you find butterflies in your stomach and a cityscape in your lap, all at once? Every city wants one. Forget tall buildings, give us a glowing wheel with elevator music and instant status. It's like a badge of honor for any skyline, a symbol that says, we know how to have fun. Ferris wheels are the great unifier. Your daredevil cousin, your grandma, even your dizzy friend can all agree on this ride. It's the rare attraction that bridges generations and personalities, making everyone feel included. It's the perfect first date move. Trapped together, forced to talk, or at least pretend to be fascinated by the parking lot below. And if you're lucky, maybe you'll catch a fireworks show from the best seat in the house. It's a classic for a reason: built-in romance, killer views, and that reassuring creak of metal that says, don't worry, it's probably safe. The gentle sway and the slow spin make every ride feel like a mini adventure. Why do we keep coming back? It's the magic of floating above the world even for a few minutes. Up there, everyday worries seem to shrink, replaced by a sense of wonder and possibility. You see everything from a new angle: the roller coaster screams, the corndog lines, the guy with the giant stuffed banana. Suddenly the chaos below becomes a living, breathing painting. The Ferris wheel is more than a ride, it's an experience. It's a pause button in the middle of the excitement, a chance to catch your breath and take it all in. It's a slow-motion adventure, a story for your Instagram and maybe a little vertigo. Every spin is a memory in the making, a snapshot of joy suspended in the air. And honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way. The laughter, the nerves, the shared glances, they're all part of the magic. Whether you're in it for the view, the nostalgia, or the thrill, the Ferris wheel always delivers. It's a tradition that never gets old, no matter how many times you ride. It's a spinning slice of joy that brings everyone together. For a few minutes, we're all kids again, looking out at the world with wide eyes. And that's why we're all a little nuts about Ferris wheels. No matter who you are, there's always a reason to take another spin. Where did Ferris wheels come from? You might think they just appeared out of nowhere, but their story is a wild ride through history. Sure, George Ferris gets the credit, but people-powered pleasure wheels go way back, like 1600s Bulgaria back. These early wheels were simple, but they brought joy to crowds long before electricity or steel. Imagine giant wooden rings spun by strong guys using nothing but muscle. Talk about arm day. It was a spectacle, and people loved the thrill, even if it was a bit rickety. Fast forward to 1890s America. William Summers built roundabouts before Ferris, but Ferris stole the spotlight, and maybe the idea. Summers' rides were popular on the East Coast, drawing crowds eager for a new kind of fun. Summers even tried to sue early amusement park drama. The battle for bragging rights was fierce, and newspapers loved every minute of it. But the real story is about one-upmanship. Paris wowed the world with the Eiffel Tower in 1889, setting a new standard for what a World's Fair could be. Chicago wanted to outdo it for their 1893 World's Fair. They needed a showstopper, something bold, something unforgettable. Enter George Ferris, a Pittsburgh engineer with a wild idea: a giant steel wheel that would lift people higher than ever before, giving them a view of the city like never before. He sketched it on a napkin in a Chicago chop house, dreaming up a structure that seemed impossible at the time. The fair organizers thought he was nuts. "It'll fall over," they said. No one had ever seen anything like it. But Ferris was persistent. He knew he had a hit. He refused to give up, refining his plans and rallying support. Against all odds, he convinced them. The project was risky, but Ferris's determination won the day. The Ferris wheel was born out of ambition, rivalry, and a little bit of crazy. It was a leap of faith and a marvel of engineering. And it changed the skyline and amusement parks forever. Suddenly, every fair wanted a wheel of its own. Sometimes the wildest ideas make the biggest impact. Ferris's vision inspired generations of dreamers and thrill-seekers. And Ferris's wheel? It spun right into history, becoming a symbol of imagination, innovation, and the joy of reaching new heights. When Ferris finally got the green light, he built a monster for the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. This thing was 264 feet tall, like a 26-story building, with an axle so huge it needed its own train car, 36 bus-sized cars, each holding 60 people. That's over 2,000 riders at once. The ride took 20 minutes, one revolution to load, one for the view. It was the party bus of the 19th century. 50 cents a ride, expensive then, but people lined up. Over 1.4 million rode it during the fair. It was Chicago's answer to the Eiffel Tower, and it worked. Ferris became a celebrity. The wheel became a legend. But after the fair, the wheel's luck ran out. It moved, got neglected, and by 1906, it was demolished with dynamite. A spectacular end for a spectacular invention. Still, it proved that big, bold ideas could change the world. The original Ferris wheel may be gone, but its legacy spins on. It set the standard for every giant wheel to come. And it showed us all how high a little imagination can take you. Time for some Ferris wheel trivia to impress your friends. The world's tallest, Ain Dubai in the UAE, 820 feet of pure wow, with cabins big enough for private dinners. Before that, Vegas's high roller reigned supreme, 550 feet with open bar cabins for a truly elevated buzz. The London Eye is iconic, a giant bicycle wheel on the Thames, supported on just one side. Vienna's Wiener Riesenrad is a survivor, spinning since 1897, even through World War II. Some wheels in Japan have glass floors, karaoke, or no spokes at all, just floating rings. Santa Monica's Pacific Park has the first solar-powered Ferris wheel, lighting up the night with 174,000 LEDs. Ferris wheels aren't just fun, they're feats of engineering, style, and sometimes eco-friendliness. From classic to cutting edge, there's a wheel for everyone. They're more than rides, they're landmarks, party spots, and even dinner venues. Each one has its own story, its own vibe, and every spin is a new adventure. Who knew a simple circle could be so cool? Riding a Ferris wheel is a journey in stages, each one with its own little thrill and sense of wonder. First, the line. Anticipation builds as you watch cabins rise and fall, sizing up the faces of those getting off. You can almost feel the excitement in the air, mixed with a hint of nervous laughter and the distant sound of carnival music. Then, boarding, a scramble into a gently swinging cabin, a nervous thumbs up, and the door clunks shut. No turning back now. The world outside fades as you settle in, heart beating a little faster. The ascent is pure magic. The world shrinks below, the wind picks up, and suddenly, you're above it all. The city lights start to twinkle, and everything feels a little more distant, a little more magical. You spot your car, the cotton candy stand, and maybe someone regretting their roller coaster choices. From up here, the fairground looks like a miniature world, full of stories and secrets. At the top, you're king of the world, exhilarated, maybe a little nervous, but awestruck by the view. The air feels different, and for a moment time seems to stand still. This is where the best stories are born, confessions, laughter, and the occasional quiet panic. Friends share secrets, families make memories, and strangers become companions for a few minutes in the sky. Then comes the gentle descent, reality returning as the fairground noises grow louder. The lights below seem brighter, and you start to notice the smells of popcorn and sweet treats drifting up. Whether you're a fearless fan or a nervous rider, it's a moment you won't forget. The mix of excitement and relief is unforgettable, and everyone leaves with a story to tell. The Ferris wheel turns a simple ride into a memory, something you'll look back on with a smile. It's a shared adventure, a panoramic pause in the chaos, a chance to see the world from a new perspective. And when your feet touch the ground, you're already thinking about the next spin, the next chance to rise above it all. That's the real magic of the Ferris wheel. It lingers long after the ride is over. Every ride is a little story in the sky, waiting to be told again and again. Ferris wheels inspire some wild world records and even wilder stories. Jim Imiraj holds the record for longest ride, over 212 hours on Vienna's Prater Turm. That's almost 9 days. There are speed records, size records, and even endurance charity events where people ride for 24 hours straight. People get married on Ferris wheels, romantic but with a side of suspense. Local legends abound, couples stuck at the top in a rainstorm, wigs flying off, or the guy who dropped his phone only for it to land in a tub of popcorn. The best stories are the ones where someone tries to look cool and ends up hilariously humbled. Ferris wheels are magnets for quirky moments in human drama. They're the backdrop for proposals, confessions, and carnival miracles. Every town has its own Ferris wheel legend. It's proof that we'll do anything for fun and a good story. The Ferris wheel isn't just a ride, It's a stage for life's funniest, weirdest moments, and that's why we keep coming back. Who knows what'll happen on your next spin? What's the secret to the Ferris wheel's appeal? Nostalgia, for starters. It's tied to our best memories. First fares, first dates, family nights out. Riding one is like stepping into a time machine, connecting us to our carefree selves. It's a shared experience. Pointing out landmarks, taking goofy photos, bonding over the view. Unlike roller coasters, Ferris wheels give you time to talk, laugh, and just enjoy the moment. The view is unbeatable, a slow, rotating lookout over the world. Suddenly, chaos becomes beauty, and the city looks like a map. Ferris wheels are thrilling but peaceful, exciting yet relaxing. They're gentle adventures in a world obsessed with speed. They don't need to shout for attention, they just shine and spin. Every ride is a promise. Come with me and I'll show you something beautiful. And we always say yes. That's why we love these spinning giants. Not everyone loves Ferris wheels. Some are terrified, and that's totally fair. Heights, enclosed spaces, creaking metal, it's a perfect storm of phobias. For the fearful, every creak is a warning, every sway a sign of doom. They stare straight ahead, gripping the bar, mentally writing their will. But here's the twist: most ride anyway, pushed by friends or the thrill of conquering fear. When it's over, shaky legs and all, they've got a story to tell. Facing the spinning beast is an accomplishment, eyes squeezed shut or not. The Ferris wheel turns fear into triumph, and that's a story worth sharing. The Ferris wheel, part engineering marvel, part romantic backdrop, part fear-conquering machine. From outshining the Eiffel Tower to lighting up city skylines, it's spun into our hearts. It's more than a ride. It's a new perspective, a peaceful moment, a story to share. George Ferris's wild idea became a global icon, copied and supersized everywhere. Each wheel is a monument to fun, nostalgia, and connection. Whether you ride for the thrill, the view, or the story, you're part of a tradition over 130 years old. So next time you see those lights in the sky, take a spin. You're joining a timeless adventure, because nothing says fun like a good old Ferris wheel.